Okay, in activity 25-1, they start out talking about headings and directional bearings. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview of what they are. They have to still deal with trig, but they're written very different, and they always are based off of either the north line or the north-south line. Let's just talk about heading real quick. Whenever you're given directions, or I know you've heard it on movies and that, take a heading of like 225 degrees. Here's what they actually mean by that. So the first thing you want to do is draw yourself a compass. North, south, west, east. Everything is going to be based off of your north line right here. So 0 degrees, a heading of 0 degrees means it's due north. And instead of like an angle in standard position where you would rotate counterclockwise for positive, your heading is actually going to be clockwise for positive. You never really give a heading in a negative direction. So you would start at 0 degrees due north and rotate clockwise. So if you wanted to take a heading of, say, 315 degrees, you're going to start at 0 degrees and you're going to rotate clockwise to 315 degrees. And then you would draw from the origin of your compass, just basically of what's called a vector, but it's really just a line with an arrow on it for the purpose of this class. Generally speaking, what happens is they're going to ask you problems like, you start at a pier and you're on a boat, you start at a pier and you take a heading of 225 degrees. How far west would you go after 6 miles if you're traveling at 18 knots, which are nautical miles per hour? And then you would basically just draw your heading, set up a reference triangle from there, and solve for the missing part that they're asking for. The next thing that they talk about is directional bearing. And directional bearing, it's a little different. It's going to be based off of the north-south line. So draw yourself another compass, north-south, west-east. And they're going to give you things such as north 35 degrees east. And what you would actually do, the first part tells you where you're going to start from, either the north line or the south line. In this case, we're going to start from the north line. And then we're going to rotate clockwise 35 degrees in the eastward direction. So we're going to start here at north, because that's still 0 degrees. And we're going to rotate clockwise 35 degrees towards east. And then you're going to go from the origin of your compass, draw in your directional bearing, and there you go. From there, you could still set up a reference triangle if you needed to, and solve for missing parts. The important thing, though, here is, say, if this is 35 degrees, the actual angle in the triangle, they're complementary. So you have to do 90 minus 35, which would make this 55 degrees within your triangle. So you would actually have all three angles, and you'd only need one more side to be able to use law of sine on that. From there, just kind of read through the springboard. Look at the different ways you can write them, because you could do things such as south, 82 degrees west, which would be starting at the south line. You're going to rotate 82 degrees clockwise towards the west line, drawing your line. And of course, this degree is 82, so to find the angle in the triangle, they're complementary, so you do 90 minus 82, meaning it would be 8 degrees in your reference triangle.